back with another edition of Lena Tearing Adventures Wonderland Showtime World Link Edition. So I've been on JP Sekai for 2 years now and have only unintentionally gotten this. So this will be kind of rough. JP Sekai is notorious for being the harder server to tear on compared to Global, and so I am, of course, indeed very fearful, because tearing on Global is already hard enough, what more JP? Unlike the first time I did one of these, there is no emotional reason that I'm doing this. I just really like World Link. I have 2 years worth of cans saved up, and I figured if I'm gonna use them all, might as well do it on World Link, right? So, tearing prep for this event. I mentioned it earlier, but can-wise, I have 2-ish years of cans that I've hardly touched. I didn't even get to use all of them during the event that I wanted to tear on primarily. Number 2, gems. I did not save any gems before this event. It did not help that they had banger cards in January of this year, so I had to keep on buying songs to full combo and start reading stories, and you would literally see me clicking through stories during class and during work, so please do not copy me, and make sure you plan for events wisely, especially if you're tearing on a World Link event. You know that they are coming, you know around the time when they are coming, so please prepare accordingly. As for decorations, I can't exactly tell you what mine were at before the event started, because honestly, I did not start leveling up my decorations for anyone until this event started, and I've started leveling them up during the event, so I can't really tell you what I started at, but I've leveled them since the event, and here's what they're at right now. So, gotcha release day. With little gems and a dream, I pulled and I got nothing. This was technically fine, since the first few days of the World Link event would be used for Rui's chapter, and I was not planning on tearing on there. That, and it also meant that I had more time to start Dash on the global event that was going on, since it was a Tsukasa event, and I had to grind more gems on JP. Since I'm not tearing for Rui, who am I tearing on? Well, Rui fans scare me. Tsukasa fans even more so. So now it's between Emu and Nene. Emu, I love you, but I know people will tear really hard in your event and during your chapter, and honestly, I'm really scared of Emu fans, so honestly, sorry, bye-bye. Nene, I do love you. I promise I'm not doing it because I thought you would be easier, but that's part of the reason, but I promise I really do love you. I have your colorful vest for a reason. So as the days go by, I look at my wish jewels that I've been preparing to use for every World Link card that I end up pulling so I can get Mastery 2 on all of them, and I study and I tear on Global. Ironically, I am tearing again in the middle of midterm week. Here's my sad team before Nene's chapter begins. Nene's chapter day 1. I won't bore you with the details of tearing and spamming songs and joining co-ops every single time, so just know that I played and I pulled for a little bit. I got nothing when I pulled, so there's no footage of that really needs to be shown. Nene chapter day 2. I feel like something that kind of sucks about World Link events is that each chapter of it is only 3 days long, so you kind of have to grind really hard during those 3 days compared to the long slow burn of grinding for like what, a week and a half? But I digress. I finally pulled Tsukasa, and now I had some hope that I would get the rest soon, so I kept on playing. But nope. On to the next day. Final Nene Day time. So my final Nene Day was free class-wise, so I spent most of it playing and taking notes that I didn't get to finish the night before, and so I mostly ended up playing at night in the end, in the final hours, which was a big mistake. So after this happened, I decided on using all my current wish jewels on my Tsukasa World Link card and my Nene Colorful Fest. Number 1, because I can't wait to pull the rest of the cards to tier on this event. There is no point, it is literally the last day. And number 2, if I do this, I am asserting my dominance and showing the cards that I can live without them, so they should be jealous and they should come home. Alas, at 1450 Japan time, I finally hit T10,000 and I was so proud. I did not think that I would make it this far, but yes! Realizing I hadn't yet used all my cans, I decided to start spamming more to see if I could go any higher, and 2 hours before the event ended, I ended up at T7000. Let's go! Knowing that my rank would probably end up being secured and was an important midterm the next day, I ended up texting my brothers how I ended up ranking, and I was headed off to bed. And then this happened. No. My sight blurred, my wrist hurt, my eyes were falling asleep, I kept falling asleep, and I had to keep on waking up because I had to keep playing. And I played, and I played, and I played, game after game, co-op after co-op. Eventually I was running out of time, and it was much more faster to do solo shows until the end of the last time, the last minute, the last second, I did my last Hitoiba envy, and my score was in. I fell asleep wondering if all my efforts were in vain, and I woke up to find out... Ah! Before I decided to last minute end dash tier, I actually tweeted out saying that if I had extra cans, I would try to tier on Tsukasa's World Link event. So, literally less than 24 hours after Nene's event ended, this happened.
水冷たい。
After seeing that I was right to tier Emu fans, it was time to start tiering yet again. Woohoo! I had no set goal for this one because honestly, I don't know how far I could get with the amount of cans I had left, but I was kind of hoping that I'd hit above T50,000. Maybe if I decided to not last minute tier my way through the end of Nene's chapter, I would have had more and maybe I could have ended up higher, but what's done, what's done. Finally being able to buy Emu or Rui, I asked my sweet community and siblings to help out, and... To be honest, the rest of the World Link event was kind of a blur. I ended up T30,000 on Tsukasa's, and honestly, I was shocked. I thought I would end up way, way lower. Now, all that's left was to complete the World Link set. All I needed was Rui, and I would do anything to pull Rui. But eventually, all things must come to an end. And as my last 10 pull for Rui came, this is what happened. Anyways, that is the first and last time I tier on JP. I genuinely do not think anything on JP will make me want to tier like this again. And if anything, if that does ever happen, it'll take me another 2 years to try and get enough cans to recover and build up enough of a motivation, a mindset, a will to want to tier on JP again after this experience. Everyone just please keep on hoping that I will pull Rui's World Link from a Wonderland Showtime event, because apparently that's the only way I can go about it now. See you when I make my global tiering video. Bye bye!